Hi, it's Cherie from Big Notes Get Votes, and today I want to talk about finding and knowing your vocal range. Now, the first reason that we want to know our vocal range is so that we can understand our voices a little bit better, understand the total scope of notes that we can sing, and what's often referred to as our vocal breaks or our passaggio, but I prefer to think of it as where our voice naturally changes coordination from one voice quality to the next. Now, understanding this can help you to figure out where your sweet spot is, those 8 to 12 notes where everything aligns really well, and it's usually in keeping with what your speaking voice default settings are. And I say default settings with love because I think that's the area that we strengthen the most through speaking. We can springboard from that, and that control, that familiarity in that particular zone is actually something that we can tailor songs to. So we can change the key of the song, or if you're writing music, you can be sure that you're writing in a range that is great for your voice and for your control and ability to tell the stories you want to tell. Now, that's not to say that you don't want to be able to explore your entire vocal range and your voice in general as a tool for helping you tell your stories or sing your songs in the way that you want. Knowing that total scope of notes gives you that awareness of both your strengths, your default settings, and gives you the opportunity to be intentional about using tools or techniques to troubleshoot or to strengthen areas that you have a little less control over. The way that I like to do this is either sitting down at a piano or an iPad, which is what I'm showing you an app on. You can also find these apps on your phone as well as online. There are some great virtual pianos that you can utilize. It doesn't matter what you use. You just want to be able to hear a pitch, and it's a good idea to also be able to see the pitches so that when you're documenting or jotting down what your vocal range is, you're not having to think too much if you're not strong with music theory or don't play an instrument like the piano. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off at middle C, and we're going to work our way right up to the top, to the highest note that we can make sound on. Then we're going to come back to the middle C, and we're going to do the same going down to our lowest note. Now, what we're going to use are vowel sounds. We're going to go through each vowel sound, and you're going to jot down your lowest and your highest note in each vowel sound. That's why it's great to use a piano like the one I'm showing you today. This one's called Virtuoso, which has the notes written on the actual keys. Why we need to know the notes is that if you are working in a choral setting with choirs, doing musical theatre, or anything where you might need to know the classification, the registration of your voice, whether you're a baritone, tenor, soprano, alto, mezzo, any of those, these notes will give you the classifications, and I'll pop those in the description as well so that you can see where you lie. In contemporary singing, it's not as important. It's more important that you get that song that you're singing or writing into your sweet spot, or have an understanding of what troubleshooting you might need to do when you are in areas where the coordination change might happen. So where you're going from one voice quality to the next. For me, I happen to know that happens from chest voice or my speech quality over to my head voice or my cry quality around the D, or D5. So between D, D sharp, E or E flat and E, that is where the coordination, it's kind of like walking on a tightrope. So I need to make some decisions, and I can use my singer's toolkit to troubleshoot and apply techniques to help me transition across that passage if it's a little clunky, or I can change the key, or I can change the voice quality. There are so many options, but if you don't know what you're working with, it's hard to know which option to apply. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do 2.5 octaves in each direction, and hopefully that'll cover most of your vocal ranges. Drop out when it becomes too high or too low, but be mindful and track what notes I'm playing so that you can jot it down. And we're going to use vowel sounds. So we're going to start with A or R, and then we'll do E or U. So we're doing Italian vowels, or here in New Zealand where I live, they're also the Māori vowels, which is our indigenous and native language. And you're going to let me know, hopefully by popping in the description, where your range sits. Now, I want you to only focus on forming the vowel. I don't want you to worry about breath management. So if you need to take a breath in between each note, I don't want you to worry about making it sound beautiful, but I do want you to apply the only rule that I have when it comes to singing, which is if it hurts, don't do it. Keep relaxed, and we're just getting the baseline. So you can redo your vocal range assessment as often as you like. You can do it after you're warmed up, but of course, knowing what your vocal range is will help you to select the right vocal warm-ups. So there's lots of pros of knowing your vocal range. Now, bear in mind, you can just make any old syllable sound and go through this process once so that you can figure out your vocal range quickly, but I highly recommend that you do this through on all vowel sounds, and even better, video yourself doing it so that you can see if there are any changes in the shaping, or watch back and listen to see if you modify the vowels as you're getting higher or lower to make it easier to sing. There's nothing wrong or right about that, but sometimes we need to be sure that what we're doing is actually helping us versus hindering us, and keeping the vowel pure can help to make the delivery of the sound a little bit easier. It's more about understanding and having awareness around what your voice is doing. So let's get started. Starting on ah, here we go. Now, if you've got an octave keyboard like mine, this is a good time to take a little breather, and let's keep going. We'll go start with the C5 again. I'm going to go one more octave. I'm amazed if anyone is squeaking out sound here, but it's just in case we have some aliens that can sing that high. This is getting to the end of the piano. All right, there we go. Now, let's go back to middle C and do it again on the R vowel, but this time we're going to work backwards. Let's go. Okay, take a little break, relax, and let's keep going. And we'll go again to the next octave, like end of piano styles. Good job. Okay, this time let's do it on the air vowel. I want you to pay attention to the shaping. Keep it really relaxed. So when we're doing ah, it's just very relaxed. Air, keep the tongue and the jaw relaxed. Let's go. We're going back to middle C, starting at the middle. Great job. Let's keep going. Amazing stuff. Keep relaxed. Let's keep going. Good job. Hopefully keeping relaxed and dropping out if it gets too high. Let's go back to middle C and do the same thing again. So we're going to start in the middle and we're going to go backwards. Here we go. Good work. We're on the air vowel. Let's do it again. Here we go. How you doing? We're almost there. Last octave. Here we go. Okay, let's go back to middle C. Let's get on to E. So this one, relax the tongue, but let it rise up and just relax your jaw. We tend to sort of say E like in cheese, but I just want you to kind of be like E. Let's go for it. Starting at middle C, we're going to work all the way up. Here we go. All right, let's go up onto that next octave. You're doing great. Here we go. Amazing work. Now remember, if it gets too high, just drop out. Here we go. Ooh, excellent work. Let's take it back down to middle C. And working on that E vowel, keep that tongue and jaw relaxed. Here we go. Great job. Let's keep going. Last octave, just in case there's anyone out there who can sing this low. Here we go. Great job. Now we've only got 2 more vowels to go. We've got O, which is O, and oo. Here we go. Great. Excellent work. And remember to keep jotting down where you get to. So let's get into the next octave. Last one for those that can sing super high. Here we go. So remember to drop out when it gets too high for you and just jot down where those high notes are. Let's head back to middle C or heading down. Here we go. Okay, going down to the next octave. Remember to relax. Don't force the sound and be sure if it hurts, don't do it. Just drop on out. Here we go. And one more octave for those that can sing extra low. Here we go. Great job. We're on the home stretch and hopefully you've got a whole list of the 4 vowels, both your highest and your lowest note. Let's get back to middle C for that last vowel. So we're going to do oo. Keep it relaxed, keep it as pure as possible all the way throughout. Here we go. Good, let's keep going. Here we go. Last octave up high. You're doing great. Here we go. Amazing work. Literally last run through from middle C on the oo, going down to our lowest note. Here we go. How you doing? 2 more octaves and we're done. Here we go. right, this is it. Last little octave for those who can sing extra low on that ooh. Here it is. Amazing! Please let me know what your vocal range is in the comments below, and if you found that whole process helpful. I want to see you have it written down, like for example with me, my vocal range, the total scope of notes is B2 is my lowest note across all vowels, and then E6, I've just recently been able to get a little bit higher because I've been practicing, is my highest note. So to find your sweet spot, I want you to count 8 notes from your lowest note and then 8 notes from your highest note back into the middle. So you've got a little range in the center, which I like to refer to as the sweet spot. I say 8 to 12 notes because I can go a little bit lower and I can go a little bit higher quite comfortably, depending on the voice quality and how I choose to coordinate. So none of this is a restriction. These are just parameters, understanding how your voice works. The last thing that I want you to think about is I want you to think about, especially if you were videoing yourself, watch back and see where your voice qualities naturally shifted so that you can figure out where your vocal coordination change points occur. Now, you can do this in the moment, but there's a lot to think about, so I highly recommend videoing yourself and watching back. A, to see if any shaping changes occur. B, to listen and to think about where those vocal quality coordination change points are, and also how it's feeling in the moment. You'll be able to reflect a little bit better when you're watching back. You might see something like tilting of chins or raising of eyebrows or weird facial expressions or posturings that become really valuable feedback for you to be able to understand how you make sounds and what's actually going on. Once you have that awareness of how it's feeling, the effort levels that you've got, and what your default settings are, it can inform you as to whether it's working for you and you love the sounds and they're easy and safe to make, or whether maybe some adjustments need to occur. So again, there's no right or wrong, but this is going to give you some really great information to be able to make some great informed decisions about being intentional with controlling, developing, and building your confidence in your voice. So please remember to jot your vocal range down the bottom. Let me know. Remember, you're going to write R, E, E, or OO, A, E, I, O, U, and you're going to write B2 to E6, or whatever your vocal range is. That one's mine, of course, and jot that down and let me know. I'm looking forward to it. And while you're at it, if you enjoyed this and found it helpful, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you very soon.